tomorrow we will see the actual roofing.
Now I'm about to catch my flight to head to Nice, France. Boom! Welcome back to my channel. My name is Joannis or Joe Hatagwa. I'm a Sierra Leonean American living in Accra, Ghana. And if you want to know what it was like for me to travel from England to France, then this is the video for you. All right, cool. So as you guys know, I left Ghana and went to England. I spent a week in England and then it was off to France. England was a great time. France was even better. And let me tell you guys something. It did not disappoint. But before we get into the content from France, today we're gonna go over week 78, part 2, which was my travel from England to France. So let's get right into it. All right, first things first. So we're gonna talk about the work that's actually happening on the house in Sierra Leone. Didn't get a chance to talk about that in the last video, so we're gonna talk about that today. So number one, finally, so what I'm doing there is we put a flat roof because the roof on the top of the guest house is meant to be the outdoor space for the second floor of the main house. So if you think about it this way, the main house is gonna be 3 stories with a rooftop, right? The guest house is 1 story. The second floor, when you come out of the second floor, the idea is that you're gonna be able to use the top of the guest house as your outdoor space. So a huge outdoor space for the second floor. Well, I still wanna be able to utilize that outdoor space while we're working on the main house to be built, right? And so I'll be able to sit out there and just chill out there and just get a nice view of the surrounding area. And so because of that, because it's flat, I need to put something on top of it to cover it for the rainy season so that the rain doesn't seep in and mess up the cement and or like get into the crevices, you know, whatever. So we had to put some kind of temporary, for the next 2 years, pan and wooden top so that when I go up there, I can go up there with a chair and just chill and just enjoy my time out there. Work out there on my laptop, maybe enjoy some cannabis, maybe even, you know, read a book, whatever. But yeah, we're gonna set up a ladder to go up there so I can spend some time up there when I want. So that work was being done, so check it out. All right, here you can see the guys creating the actual frame for the roofing. So this was phase 1 of the roofing that I was discussing, right? So because the winds are really heavy and the rains come down really hard, what you have to do is you have to like kind of reinforce it with these like diagonal, you know, pieces of wood across the side, and then you have to have many standing up in the middle along the way, and then there is going to be a ton of reinforcement on the top as well. So it's not really going to be an area that's going to be ready to like entertain folks until the main house is built, but it's going to be bright enough and open enough for me to be able to sit out there and at least enjoy the weather, you know, get a good breeze, and the views from up there are amazing. I'm going to show you that after we get through the next phase of this building process, but I would definitely say that this is well worth the additional fee and the cost it was to kind of put up this temporary roofing, because it gives me an outdoor space that's high enough to be able to enjoy. Now what you see here is the guys actually going through and adding the tin to the roof. So the frame had been done, and now what they're doing is they're adding the tin to the top, and it is slightly diagonal so that the water can run off the top of it and doesn't sit on top of it there. It's a slight angle though. It's not a big angle, but it's on a slight angle. So anyway, what you see here is them just literally going up and putting all the roofing on top there to just ensure, like I said, that there is somewhere for me to be able to sit and be outside and be protected from the elements. You know, obviously when it's really hot out there, I won't have the sun beating down on me. When it's raining and I want to sit outside, I can do that as well. So I can go out and enjoy the view. All right, so let me show you the view next. And this is, once again, this is the view from the rooftop. All right, cool. So that was the work that they did to kind of build an outdoor space for me on the rooftop so that I could be up there and enjoy that space until the main house is built. All right, on to the next. Okay, cool. So we talked about what happened in Sierra Leone with the housework. Now let's get into this flight situation. So I got to the airport in England, and overall, no big issues this time. But there were some minor issues. I ended up having to pay overweight for my bag to fly. So I actually ended up getting a second bag when I was in London, got a second suitcase, and now I have 2 suitcases that I'm packing with and traveling with. Unfortunately, they do charge for an extra suitcase for that short flight. So I had to pay an extra additional fee to take my suitcase, my extra suitcase with me from England to France. And so, as I told you guys before, every time I've gone on some different travel, there's been different costs and different things, and different places had different rules and all of that. In the end, we got on our flight to France and it was all good. So, check it out. All right, guys, so this trip was extremely productive. Got a chance to go to Peckham Market yesterday, met some Sierra Leonean shop owners, Nigerian shop owner, and other Africans, so that was awesome. I also got a chance to go to a Nigerian restaurant called Enish in Lewisham. Did that. I also went to Ibs, another Sierra Leonean restaurant, and I went to the Africa Center. So I got to do all of that while I was here in London. Now I'm about to catch my flight to head to Nice, France. I'll be in Nice at the airport, then I'm going to Cannes for the week, and then I'll likely go back to Nice for the next weekend before I head back to the States. So check it out. All right, so I'm at London Heathrow right now. Here's the issue. My passport doesn't scan, so I can't do a self-check-in. So I have to wait in line to check in. Much longer process. The line is longer, it moves slower. I've used this passport so much throughout the years that it does not scan. I also don't look like the person in the passport either, which I'll show you guys in a second. I had locks when I took the passport picture. I had no beard, so I kind of look like a different person. But in any case, I am on my way, just waiting for this line to move so that I can finally check in, go upstairs. Probably gonna purchase some items. But yeah, I need to get a lot of ASAP. Ready to go. So, just had to pay £75 for the extra bag for short flights. It's not automatic, but they will give you an exemption on an extra bag. You actually have to pay extra on these short flights. Since I'm going from France to Nice, apparently I have to pay extra, or you have to buy a ticket that covers that. So, lesson learned for next time. I found a restaurant chain here that I like. They have vegan-friendly foods. Not only do they have it in the country, but they have it at the airport. So this is where I'm going to eat right now. All right, cool. So now that we are getting ready to board, I am just ready to get to France after dealing with that whole debacle with having to get an extra bag while I was in Ghana to go to London. And I had the extra bag that was able to be checked for free, but then going from London to France, and they're saying that a second bag you need to check, you have to pay extra for. It was an additional $75. I was just ready to go to France. So the flight is about 2 hours, 2.5 hours or so. It wasn't that long at all. And so for me, I just wanted to capture a little bit of it. It's clear blue skies. We were flying over, I think this is the Mediterranean. I have no idea what I was flying over, to be honest with you, just to be completely clear and honest. But we are getting closer to France here, as you can see, and you can see the land starting to show in the horizon off to the right. The closer we got, we started seeing yachts. You see those little white dots there? Those are yachts and sailboats and boats out in the water, because in the south of France, people get out on those boats. The weather is amazing there. It's like 85 degrees, 70 to 85 degrees. Here's some other boats that I saw as we were getting closer. It was dope to see. There's like speedboats, there were yachts, there were sailboats. I was not expecting to see this many boats this far out into the water. And just as you get closer to the land, you start to notice more and more boats out there. And this is just a thing there. So when we get to France, you guys are gonna get a chance to see what it's like to be on one of these boats, to be on a yacht, and to see what it's like to see them all docked side by side. It's all really dope to see. And you're gonna get a chance to see it in a second. All right, cool. So that was the flight to France. We're gonna check in with you guys when I land in France. On the next video, we're gonna go through everything that happened while I was there. You guys are not gonna wanna miss it. I actually went live while I was in France, so you wanna check that out here. So here is where I went live when I was in France. And then if you wanna see the rest of my adventures while I'm here in Africa, you wanna check out here the Africa vlogs. And with that, guys, thanks for watching. See you all in the next video.